Hey everybody, it's Chad, Nobody Else's Auto. We're out at my buddy's place. We stop by occasionally. Actually, in the same area we were in several months ago when we were here the last time. Only it looks a little bit different. Now, a lot of the cars in this place, if you guys have seen the videos, there's not anything here really that's complete and buildable. But man, there's a lot of good pieces left in here. That's why I always come by. On the top of the fact, I always like to see my old friend. But things changed a little bit. Since the last time we were here, there was a fire that started on some adjacent property and actually came into this corner of the yard. So we're actually going to shoot some stuff right back where we did last time, only it looks a little bit different. And like I said, there were no good cars ruined, but there were still a lot of good pieces back here. So let's go check out a little bit of the damage and see what happened in this area. And we're going to share with you a few of the other areas that did catch some fire as well. So this 1973 Impala two-door hardtop, definitely one of the victims. I did get some pieces off this car last time I was here, actually. You know, and it's weird how some of this happened. Obviously, there was a big dead tree here. This car apparently still had upholstery in it, and I believe that it did, because that upholstery caught fire and gutted the car. Now, obviously, we can see this rust and stuff was here already, so this was not a great car, but I did get a lot of pieces off of it. And, you know, it obviously definitely got warm. And it's weird how this thing came through here, because certain cars burnt hard and certain cars in this same area did not. The old Mopar looks the same as it did last time we were here, as well as a few of these others. So it was just kind of weird the way the fire went through here. We saw this 63 Chevy last time, and it looks okay. However, you know, just like on the last video, there was no interior in this car. So nothing to really go other than a few leaves and things laying around it. Same with this 55 Chevy. Obviously the fire came through here, and there was a little bit of upholstery left in this 55 because it did catch a little bit of fire. But there again, just some leaves and some tattered upholstery was all that was there to burn. This Buick Skylark, this Grand Prix, these cars got smoked pretty hard. The 67 Impala wagon. We got a bunch of pieces off this. We shared this on that last video. And obviously went all the way down the side of this thing. Got inside of it. You still see the charred branches. And definitely got inside of this one. Now, was this a good builder? No, this was a rough car. However, you know, this thing had front bumper guards on it that I got last time I was in here, as well as a bunch of the wagon trim. This little Cutlass, we got some pieces off of this one. Got some stuff off this Grand Prix. This Grand Prix burnt hard. You know, kind of spooky what, you know, this stuff can do. You know, this place is pretty overgrown, and when something gets going, it's tough to get it under control. The 72 Caprice got pretty warm. Of course, this car obviously had interior in it as well, and just gutted everything inside of it. We got a bunch of parts off of this car as well. You can still even smell it around here a little bit. But some cars just didn't affect really hardly at all. The 62 Bel Air, we got all the side moldings off of this car. And it obviously got inside of there. The old El Camino. Look at this old Challenger. I think this was a 71 Challenger. It must have still had some interior in it because you can see how bad that metal or how hot that metal got. 56 Bel Air 4-door hardtop. There again, some pieces I didn't get that I had tried, that I was planning on getting. I forgot about these last time I was in here. I wanted to get those roof rail moldings off that 4-door hardtop, and I forgot to grab them. And obviously, I'm sure they're probably warped by now. The old shoebox. So it's weird, almost kind of eerie, the way some of this happens. Let's go peek over here and see if anything happened over here. This actually still looks fairly overgrown, so I'm betting, yeah, we really didn't get much back in here. This is still pretty overgrown. So this stuff all looks pretty much the same. Man, look at this caddy. And the tree coming right up through the middle of it. Actually, right around the cross member. Check this out. This caddy obviously got torched. Bad. This tree coming up right around the cross member. Black. This old Chevy pickup got torched hard. And the crazy part about it is we look at how hard this Cadillac and this Chevy burnt. Then we look at this G-Body Grand Prix right here with all the upholstery in it, and it never came over here. So just weird how some of this stuff, just like this Camaro, you know, and who knows, obviously I wasn't here, so I don't know what the, you know, wind did or did not do when this happened. Look at this vent window. Literally melted the pot metal around the mirror. The steel is still hanging there, but the pot metal frame literally just melted. That's probably it right here, I'm betting. Look at the steering column. I believe this was like an old Mercury. Yeah, this was like an old Mercury or Ford Mercury. And look at the grill. The grill literally melted out of it and is laying on the ground. Another shot of that Challenger. All right, let's kind of work our way over this direction. Looks like it came through here pretty hard. This little Falcon got it pretty hard. I stripped some parts off of this one a while back. 71 Caprice. '66 Chevy. Looks like this pocket got it pretty good. Little Falcon. The bug got torched hard. And a few over here too. Oh wow, look at these. So we came right through here last time. This little Fairmont AMC wagon. 60, I think this is a 64 Impala, I think is what this one was. Oh wow, look back here. Look at that tree. Just weird. Some of it burnt hard, some of it didn't hardly get touched at all, even if they were in the same area. This old Chevy Suburban, I actually got some parts off of this last time, and you literally couldn't even see this truck hardly the last time I was in here. I actually could get up through this door and I could get in it, but that was it. I could not get around the back of this at all. It was so overgrown. But you literally couldn't see the tailgate from back here. I got a few things off of it. Wow. This actually did have the original taillight on it. I just got it off of there the last time I was in here. The single taillight right in the middle of the tailgate I actually got last time I was here, and then obviously that got burnt hard. Oh, this 50 Chevy, I got some parts off of this car. Wow. Didn't realize we were kind of already back around to this, but yeah, I got some pieces off of this. And the 60 Impala right here, which I stripped this car last time I was here as well and got all the four-door hardtop flat top trim off of it, still looks pretty good. Man, this is weird. 65 442. There wasn't much left of this car anyway, but the 62 Chevy right behind it obviously got pretty hot. Wow, it's weird because literally the overgrowth was so bad you couldn't see the back of that Chevy Suburban. And like we've talked about, you know, a lot of these cars were not good builders. They were just parts cars. But man, this fire pretty much can eliminate even a lot of good pieces. So a Ford wagon got roached hard. And it's weird how some of this stuff burnt pretty hard and some of it didn't. Look at this old Monte Carlo. You know, there again, if it had upholstery in it and it got inside, that seems to be the kicker. You know, if some of these other cars had upholstery, but if there was not really a good way for it to get in, maybe there was bigger holes in the floor, I don't know. This is Valiant. I mean, this thing got completely roasted. I guess this one was a Dart. Kind of hard to tell in this stage of the game, but it did have Dodge hubcaps. So I'm going to assume this one was a Dart. Little early 80s GM. Once again, obviously got inside of that one. And just gutted it. Two-door Vega. Definitely got inside of that one as well. And just roasted the whole thing. See the black trees around them. I mean, one thing about it, we can see some of this stuff better than we ever could before, but not much left to see on some of them. Looks like it got a little rough right down here in the middle too. This rabbit went up. Looks like it got on the inside of this rabbit. See if we can kind of snake our way around. Oh wow, it went right through here the way it looks. But it's weird. You know, it roasted this one, and this one didn't hardly touch it. But the old Newport got it pretty good. See if we can kind of work our way through these burnt branches. And well, this was a GM. There's an Oldsmobile motor. Early 80s, so this was probably a Buick or an Oldsmobile, full size, late 70s, early 80s. And it pretty much burnt tip to tail on that one. See the windshield laying down in it, melted. Kind of just laid down all the way along the edge of it. Looks like this one was a Buick, early 80s LeSabre probably. A little hatchback Mopar from the 80s. And this batch here really got going the way it looks. This old Chrysler got torched hard. Same thing with this little Dart. This one I think was a Cutlass. Yeah, mid-70s Cutlass Colonnade Coupe. Van, old Dodge van. Thunderbird, four-door G-body. And just weird how some of this happened. And the little Pinto, the little Chevette. The Chevette, it melted the side marker from the heat off the Thunderbird. But nothing sparked over. Even the window was down, but nothing sparked over to get this one started. Grand Prix, formerly known as a Grand Prix. Just weird. But that's weird how, you know, fires can do that. You know, they will literally jump right over something and burn something else completely unrelated. You know, and here's a perfect example. This thing I think was an Escort, and it's gutted hard. However, the Nova, right next to it, has a little paint burnt off of it. And the Granada over here has some bubbled paint as well, but that's it. Literally sitting right in between these two cars. Just weird. But that happens in fires. Man, the poor little gremlin got it. The Citation got it. Look at the tree around the front bumper of that Citation. All charred black, car torched hard. Poor little Grammy. I actually did get some parts off this Grammy over the last few years. And it's, man, you can see how bowed the door is from the heat. This was another four-door Malibu. So fortunately, it didn't get too far out of this corner. It got a lot of cars, but it could have been a lot worse. The old Oldsmobile got torched pretty good. Oh, there's another poor little Grammy that got it too. Look at that tree. Grew up around the bumper. It melted the bumper guard. The tree's grown up right around the bumper. The tree's all black. but the poor little car got torched pretty good. There again, these cars weren't really savable, but there were still a lot of good pieces here. And then the little Pontiac, completely unscathed, yet everything around it didn't make it. Even the leaves in the engine compartment still here, branches still beside it. The Chrysler that's 6 feet away is completely torched, and even the tree next to the Chrysler is heavily scorched, yet the little Phoenix is unscathed. So, kind of scary how quick that stuff can happen. You know, always you got to be careful. Fortunately, this wasn't an accident here. This was an accident on some adjoining property that they really don't even know what happened. Kind of one of those unexplained, something got hit, something got rubbed, something happened wrong, and it moved over to this property. And it did obviously ruin a lot of good pieces. I'm not going to say it ruined a lot of good cars, because most of these cars were pretty much parts cars anyway, but it did ruin a lot of good pieces. So be careful out there, guys. You know, you never want this to happen. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. No good cars were lost. But I do know for a fact, because I'm in here a lot, that there were a lot of good bits and pieces that were lost that obviously aren't going to be around to help save some other cars. But anyway, like I said, we bring you some content from here, so definitely wanted to share with you this and kind of give you an idea what happened. And obviously some area of this place looks a little bit different. Fortunately, you know, there's several thousand cars in here, and it just affected this one corner, one edge of the property. So for the most part, by and large, everything else in here is still just as it was, still lots of good pieces. But man, it really makes you think of how long it doesn't take for something to get out of hand and really tear some stuff up. Even when it's just a completely accidental deal that really don't even know what started it, what sparked it. But it's just weird how sometimes those things can happen. So be careful out there, guys. Kind of a sober reminder of what can happen. Fortunately, like I said, nobody was hurt, no good cars were hurt, just some pieces were lost in this fire. So, but wanted to share it with you. I know you guys like coming out with me, checking out these other yards. Fortunate my buddy lets me hang out in here. He is retired, he's not open to the public, but you can always give me a shout if you've got any questions. And I get through this area 2, 3, 4 times a year, so I can stop with him, check in with him. I always got to stop and see him anyway, and see if there's anything you need. So my number's in the description part of this video, and if you like these old cars, you like old trucks, you like memorabilia, be sure to check out the channel, Nobody's Show. That's all we do on here, old cars, old trucks. We have a lot of fun doing it, and I think you'd enjoy it as well. So unfortunately, this video wasn't a super exciting and cool video, but it is a very good warning of what can happen, and happen very quickly. So thanks for watching this one. Stay tuned. We got a lot more cool content coming up, a little bit more from here in the areas that didn't burn, plus tons of cool new inventory coming in. You guys aren't going to want to miss any of that either. So check out the channel, check out some of the other videos. Thanks for watching this one, and we hope to see you soon on the next video.